Good morning, you're listening to 92.7 Arrow FM, and this is the Nothing Personal Show with Nikki King. And this morning I'm waiting for my guest to arrive, so it could just be me today. So we can sort of philosophise, as Michael was just telling me down in the office. This week's been quite exciting, actually. We've now closed the entries for Talent Wairarapa. So we're now sorting through all of those things to get people into the heats. So this weekend I've sent out all of the heat information to the entrants. And we've had over 50 entrants for Talent Wairarapa. We're still on the lookout for some judges. So if you think you can offer your services as a judge to Talent Wairarapa, that would be really, really cool. There's a cash prize, I think, for the adults of $1,000 and I think there's some runner-up prizes as well. But also, if you're a serious musician, you'll value the chance of having a website as well. Now, our show has recently got some sponsors. We've got Shari Joy Smith has offered to sponsor the show, and that's Hot Yoga for You. And it's yoga in like a warm studio, which is pretty cool. And I'm desperate to try that. I'm going to go and try it out. So we're sponsored by Hot Yoga for You and Fuzzbox Designs, websites, graphic design, and marketing. And that's great now that we can help out and be sponsored. Now, also, there's been some developments over in the local music scene. I'm going to play some music from our playlist that's just been put up on Spotify by a guy called Steve Henwood. And he's got a whole list on Spotify now of Wellington original artists. And it features not only Spank, my band, but the Dead Zephyrs and a few others like Mishap and all sorts of other bands. We've actually got a gig. Spank's got a gig at the Tin Hut this week. So it's been quite interesting, actually, because we were going to go and do that as a three-piece because we didn't have a guitarist. But from the ether on Anzac Day, Matt got in touch with us and come and had a jam on Friday night, and we're going to be taking our possible new guitarist Matt over to the Tin Hut with us, and we think he's got a lot to offer, so that's going to be quite good fun. Anyway, I'm going to play a bit of Spank, so if you want to come and see it, the Tin Hut gig is on Wednesday night, and it starts at 7 I think there's actually a happy hour, actually. You can get some burgers, so if you get down there about 6, you can have a burger and something for your tea. And there's a happy hour, so you can have a drink. And then there's Sally Marks is playing, and Spank, and a band called Kit and Caboodle, which I believe is Vic Singh and David Mills. And then we've got Highway 1. Now, Highway 1, I think that's a Steve. It's an inspired band by, I can't remember now. My brain has gone completely blank. But it's going to be a good evening. There's 4 acts on up there at the Tin Hut. And it's all local music, so you can get your dancing shoes on. You can actually get a preview of our new guitarist, or possible new guitarist. Hello, Matt. And being a bit previous there. So get yourself down to there. There's been some other news for the local women in business. Adi McMaster from Marty Girl, she had a big write-up in the Don Post and what a fantastic thing that was. It was a follow-up from when she was actually a finalist at the Gold Awards. And we've got some fantastic women who've done some fantastic things in Wairarapa. And Adi's just one of them, eh? I know that there's also one of our ladies on the Women in Business group, Jo Kempton. She's actually getting quite far with her kombucha, Happy Belly Ferment, and kefir. That's in more Wilsons and across the country now. So we're really reaching out from little old Wairarapa. So I'm going to give you a little bit of Spank this morning while we wait for our guests to turn up. And this is Fly Away by Spank.
I'm sick of your hating. Why can't you just to find my escape, to get out. Oh, just get out of this place.
You're listening to 92.7 Arrow FM, and this is a Nothing Personal show with Nikki King, and our guest has now arrived. It's Karen Cox, and she's got 3 hats. She's a really busy lady. She works for the Retired Working Dogs, and she's brought in this lovely calendar here. See, you can get that. That's a really nice calendar. She'll probably talk about that when we get around to it. And she also has a website design business, a bit like me. Ooh, so we've got a bit in common. We've got more than that, actually, but we'll get around to that later. And she works for Norwex, so she'll tell us all about their products as well. So good morning, Karen.
Good morning, Nikki, and I'm very sorry to have left you on your own for 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm interested in was it something exciting that happened?
I wish it was. Sadly, it was just slow traffic.
I know, because there's lots going on between Catterton and Masterton at the moment, isn't there?
Yes.
With the resurfacing and that, because when I've been going down to the Clareville Bakery, it's been a bit of a pain down there.
Yeah, it's not too bad today.
Oh, good. Good. Okay, so do you want to tell us a bit about yourself first? So, Karen,
Me?
Yeah, just introduce yourself.
Well, I was brought up in the UK. I left home at 18 and sort of, in a very peripatetic way, bounced around Europe working. And when my marriage broke up by the age of 37, I decided to go backpacking. And everybody was like, what about your pension? I thought, sod them a pension. So, I bounced around the world and settled in New Zealand.
Oh, you sound a bit like me. I've been a bit like that. Jack of all trades,
Yes.
master of none. And I've not, just sort of bouncing around. And that's, I suppose, that's quite a good thing to do. You could learn quite a bit about life. You come from
definitely.
The University of Life.
Very definitely.
Exactly.
And it was lovely coming to New Zealand, and I just felt at home from the day I arrived with my horrible chest infection and everything.
Yeah.
I thought, this is me.
I think, New Zealand is a beautiful country, and I felt much the same way, because we came from the UK, and we'd never seen New Zealand.
No.
You've never been? Was that the same for you?
Yes, absolutely.
So meet somebody else who's done that as well.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So it's like, cause my philosophy was, I'm a bit of a risk taker, and it was like, well, it can't be any worse than England. It can't be any different than England.
And it's an adventure. What's wrong with an adventure?
Exactly. You should take all the opportunities. I think it was either Steve Jobs or Bill Gates said you should take all the opportunities that are ever offered to you, because they're invaluable. So, retired working dogs. Do you want to tell me a little bit about retired working dogs?
Oh, a little. How can I do a little?
Well, as much as you want then. You tell me about retired working dogs.
Okay.
I'm sure lots of our listeners love dogs. Dogs are a big part of people's lives.
Yes, they are. And I must admit, it's a cause I'm very passionate about.
Yep.
We rehome old, failed or injured working dogs.
Yep.
And they adapt incredibly well to being in a pet environment. They love living indoors. Generally only takes a few days to toilet train them. They soon work out what's good for them. And all the ones I've had, certainly, as a fosterer, have 100% recall. And with any dog, it's great if it comes back every time you call it.
Exactly.
My own dogs certainly don't.
Exactly. And they're very intelligent dogs, aren't they? Because they have been,
yes.
they've been working to call and quite often. And so what kind of dogs end up in the retired working dogs category?
Real mixture. We obviously get old ones that are retiring.
Yeah.
But we get a lot around the 2-year mark.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's obvious then that they're afraid of sheep or they don't like working.
Yeah.
You know, they've got the right idea. Why would you work if you could lay on a sofa all day?
I know, and be petted by somebody who absolutely adores you.
Yes, exactly.
I think my dog is my dog's had an ambiguous past before she came to us. She was a rescue dog, but I think she was a working dog as well. She's got a lot of collie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's very good on the recall. And,
yes.
But I don't think she'd ever been inside. Sometimes is that the case with these dogs?
It is generally the case, yes. But as I say, they adapt very quickly. They love the fire and the sofa and lots of cuddles.
So is it a charity? Is it?
Yes, it is, and I'm the fundraiser.
Oh, nice
for my sins. So if anybody's got a quiz night or any sort of night going, let me come and run a raffle. That seems to be my expertise at the moment. And next month, we've got a big dog walk on the Greytown Rail Trail.
Oh, fantastic. So do you just turn up and bring your dog?
What we're doing is we're asking people to pre-register, and if you pre-register, you get a goodie bag.
Oh, nice.
So that's good. We've got a number of sponsors that are contributing to that.
And who doesn't want a goodie bag?
And who doesn't want a goodie bag, especially a doggy goodie bag?
Oh, a doggy goodie bag.
So that's all good. So that's on the 27th of May.
Right.
It starts at 10:30 on the rail trail. And the rail trail's an ideal place for walking. It's lovely and flat. It's all fenced, so very little can go wrong. You can't have children running off and getting run over or anything like that. So that's really cool. And we're going to have all sorts of doggy-related stalls. Ranchmans in Carterton are helping out with dog treats. We've got a dog food supplier. We've got a dog trainer. We've got a vet on hand to check teeth and that sort of thing. A dog groomer who will be doing nails. So lots of lovely doggy things, and just really revel in having dogs for a day.
Oh, it sounds awesome. It sounds like something, you know, that if you've got a dog, you want to get down to this event, and how can they pre-register?
Just go on our website, which is retiredworkingdogs.org.nz, and go to events, and you can register there. And that way you get your goodie bag. Or you can turn up on the day and pay your $10.
And what time does it start?
10:30.
10:30. So rock on. 28th of May. 28th, was it?
27th.
27th, sorry. 27th of May. Rock up at 10:30 with your dog, or pre-register and get your doggy goodie bag. I love goodie bags. I pick all these.
Or come even if you haven't got a dog.
Yes.
Because it's a nice way to get a few cuddles.
Yeah, and then you might decide you'd like a retired working dog.
Yes, we hope to have some of the ones available for adoption there on the day. Not sure at the moment how many we'll have, because of course they come and go.
Yeah, so how many dogs might you have up for rehoming at one time?
Oh, it varies. 30 sometimes.
Gosh.
Yes, we've got fosterers all over New Zealand, which is fantastic. And the dogs are all over New Zealand as well, So
you could get involved as a fosterer?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for fosterers, and we pay all the expenses relating to the dogs. So we pay for their dog food, vet visits, all that sort of thing. Yeah. So it's just a case of giving them love and attention, really, and letting them go.
And then if somebody wanted to come and adopt a dog, they've just come through the website initially?
Yes, we've got all the dogs available for adoption on the website, and then you can talk to the fosterer or the person that has the dog and find out a bit more about it, hopefully meet it. Yeah. And then it's just a $200 adoption fee.
Ah, yeah, so that covers all the expenses, probably. Well, some of the expenses.
Yes. Not all of them.
Well, I know what the price of a dog food is myself, just alone without vet bills and checks.
Yes, because we like to send them off neutered, so...
Yeah, well, that's a sensible thing as well, isn't it, really? Yes. So how did you get involved? What was your passion with dogs?
I've had dogs all my life, and I used to breed Cocker Spaniels many years ago. And I started fostering when I lived in Dunedin. So we had more of the pit bull staffy crossers, and they're really cute little dogs. Actually, I hadn't really had much to do with them before. Quite goofy with their owners, and the working dogs are different again. Got that lovely big bark of the Hunterway, which can get annoying, I imagine, if you live somewhere busy with lots of cars going past. Yeah, but fortunately we don't. So.
No. Interesting that you work with staffies, because they tend to, lots of people give them a bad name, don't they?
They do, yes. And it's really sad. I found them to be really loving, sweet dogs.
I had I have a friend who breeds English Staffordshire Bull Terriers, because they're quite small. I always had this idea that they were massive dogs, and they're actually quite small. And they are really, really lovely dogs. They're so friendly and beautiful dogs. And she breeds them well. They're lovely dogs, got good temperaments. So what have you got? Some dogs yourself?
Yes, I have a Cocker Spaniel and a Springer Spaniel. The Springer is to go running with my husband. He likes to rampage in the Tarraroos for 30 or 40 kilometres. And we also have a permanent foster dog, a beardy Hunterway cross. She's got severe kidney problems.
Oh, right, so she can't go out to anyone else?
No, not really. It's not fair to hand over a dog that we don't know how long has to live.
No.
But she's a real honey.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And as I'm getting older, it's nice having a dog I don't have to bend down to pat.
No. But spaniels, they're full energy, high energy dogs.
Energy. Yes. And so's my husband, so they go well together.
I remember years ago when I lived in North Wales, and I was dating this guy. And he said, come for a walk with me and my dogs. And I think they were Cocker Spaniels or something. And they actually took me for a walk. I think they dragged me all the way up Gwenesca and around there and all the way back down. And it was like, oh my God, they're so energetic, these dogs. And they didn't stop.
No, they don't.
I mean, it was a long walk. It was about 10 miles. And I was like, far out these dogs are.
I know, they rest in the car on the way home and that's enough. What are we doing now?
And, that's the thing. You need to give your dogs quite a lot of energy, in walking and that.
Yes.
So.
It certainly takes the edge off them, and then, they're not pestering or chewing things or barking at nothing. Yeah. You've got to... Dog ownership's big responsibility, really.
Yeah, I suppose the older dogs, though, would be suitable for somebody who didn't get out too much. An older person. So if there's somebody out there who wants to give a home to a retired working dog for companionship, an older dog.
Yes, they generally retire around about 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And most of them seem to live till about 13, 14, maybe even 15. So.
Well, they've had an agile life. They should be healthy, eh?
Yes. You sometimes get a bit of arthritis coming in, but that's to be expected with the work they do.
Yeah, cool. Oh, so, and if they want, people can give you donations?
Oh, we'd love people to give us donations.
And they could do that through the website?
They can indeed,
Fantastic. Because, this is a worthy cause. I mean, I've got a dog myself. I mean, and most people have dogs. If you... And the working dogs, they've done their time. They deserve a good retirement.
Yes. And the culture's changing in the farming community now. They appreciate these dogs. They've been their best mate for 10 years or so, and they want them to have a life after working. They can't keep all of their working dogs and give them the attention they need.
So tell me a bit about this calendar that I've got here.
Oh, the calendar, yes. So
this is a lovely calendar, Luxie.
Yes. It's photos of dogs that we've rehomed that have been in foster with us. So we took all the photos ourselves.
Yep.
And there's a little story about each dog.
Oh, that's nice.
Where is he? Mr. August was one of I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's a bit glary. But Mr. August, he was a puppy that came to us, which is unusual.
Yep.
But his mother had a dalliance with an unknown dog, and he was the result. So the owner very kindly kept him until he was 10 weeks old and trained him, and then handed him over to us for rehoming. And as you can imagine, it was quite straightforward. He's a sweet little dog.
Yeah, beautiful. So, and you can buy this calendar?
Well, we're giving them away now to anybody who would like one. We normally sell them.
Yep.
But, it's April now, and if anybody wants one, we can leave some here in the studio.
Oh, right, so you can wander into Arrow? or they can get in touch with you, can they?
Yes. Again, trusty website.
Yeah, so you could give, even if you want to give a co-hire for this, that would be appreciated. Beautiful calendar, beautiful images. If you love dogs, just beautiful. And everybody loves a calendar because you can put your dates on it. Even me, who lives in the tech age, I have a physical calendar that I put all my things on. So my other half laughs at me because he's very much not into paper at all. So it's on my calendar. Oh, well, but I can't share that calendar. Well, you can look at it.
It's old-fashioned, but it used to work.
Yeah. Well, we have a Google Calendar now, which is, it's all online. But, so anyway, this morning I've been playing some stuff off this new playlist that Steve Henwood of the Wellington Musicians Society has compiled of Wellington artists. And we heard Spank earlier because Spank, we're back. We're back in the driving seat. We've got a guitarist.
Oh, I was going to ask if you recruited your guitarist.
Well,
fantastic.
I can't say that he's... Well, I don't know how he feels, but we'd love to have him. So we're trying to snag him at the moment. Hello, Matt, if you're watching. I know I've added you on Facebook, so you probably will watch this. He's coming along to the gig on Wednesday, so at least we're going to have him at this gig. So
brilliant.
He's a really good, really nice guy. His name's Matt King.
Matt King.
That means we'll have three kings in the band and a Heath. That's what we were laughing at earlier.
You might have to change your name.
No, we've got to make Dave change his name. He'll have to be a king. And then instead of Spank, we thought we could call ourselves the Four Kings.
The Four Kings?
Yeah,
great.
Four Kings. Yeah.
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 We should don't say it too quickly.
Exactly, but it's a bit like Spank, isn't it? It's a bit cheeky.
Yes.
But we're not going to change our name, don't worry. Don't worry, fans out there. So I'm going to play this song because I really like this song. It's by a guy... Well, actually, it's a band called The Ghost Who Walks, but I know the main guy is Sam Foles, and I really like this song, so I'm going to give it some more airplay. I found it on this list, on the Wellington list, and you can go and listen to there's heaps and heaps and heaps of Wellington artists on it, so if you want to know what's going on in the local scene, you can get onto Steve Henwood's playlist, give it a whirl, and see what's going on in the Wellington region. There's quite a bit of heavy rock on there if you like that kind of thing. But this one is more of a, I would say, blues, funk kind of vibe. And this is Ghost Who Walks with the song called Vertigo.
Yeah, the devil, he rides with me while I follow the angel's light, because the path I see is laid before me, and my swept by my side. You know I got that vertigo, 'cause out of people climbing high. I got that vertigo. Oh, people coming high. And my destiny is what I feel, and it seems to be so real. And with the dawn brings new light, guiding me into the night. You know I got that vertigo, 'cause out of people climbing high. I got that vertigo. Oh, it's the people coming down. And for my soul, there's no tomorrow. And on this path of destiny, I'm gonna find love. You know I got that vertigo. Is that a people climbing high? I got that vertigo. Oh, it's a people climbing high. Are we just blind men walking? Oh, we choose to be. Are we just blind men walking? Oh, we choose to be. Are we just blind men walking? Oh, we choose to be. You got that vertigo. Is that a people climbing high? I got that vertigo. Oh, it's a people climbing high.
Good morning, you're listening to Nothing Personal with Nikki King on 92.7 Arrow FM, sponsored by Hot Yoga for You and Fuzzbox Designs Limited, websites, marketing and graphic design. Okay, and in the studio this morning, I've got Karen Cox, and she's got the three hats. We've just talked about retired working dogs, and we had a lovely chat about that, but now we're going to go on to a hat number 2, which is her business Avalon, and that's a website design and marketing business, a bit like myself. We've got quite a bit in common, me and Karen, so we can have a good yarn here.
Yes, and your husband went to the same school as us back in the UK.
I know, he was from the same place. I couldn't believe that when I met you.
Same tiny little village.
I know, Woodbridge.
Yes.
So good big shout out to anybody listening from Woodbridge. And my husband went to Woodbridge School. He actually grew up in Suffolk, just like yourself. Did you grow up there?
Yes.
So yeah, how did you find that?
Oh, it was an idyllic childhood.
Yeah.
Grandparents, both grandparents lived in the country.
Yeah.
So we just rampaged the countryside on ponies, and yeah. Mum had a big bell she used to ring at meal times in the hope that we'd hear her wherever we were.
Yeah, Pete talks fondly of walks in the forest and
yes,
across the
Topsdale,
farmland, because
yeah.
he was from Saxmundham,
Right, yes.
which is, I don't know which town were you actually in Woodbridge itself?
In Woodbridge in Haskerton, which is out in the Wops.
Yeah. So he was in like sort of a town really, but not a massive town.
It's
like,
not a massive
no,
town.
not like when I grew up in St Helens, which is, it's probably bigger. It's bigger than Wellington, you know. And it's a town. I was like, when people were saying this is the capital, I was like, gosh.
Where's the main street?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. We're a bit town and country, but you two are both from the same place.
Yes.
So did you meet before you? Because you said you were married before.
Yes. No, we've always been very good friends.
Oh, that's cool.
We had a very tight-knit group of friends at school, it being a small school.
Yeah.
And we've always stayed in touch, but something happened in later life.
And did you come over here together to New Zealand?
I came. And the deal was if he wanted to marry me, he had to come too.
Oh, nice. Good work. Good work. So took a lot of guts to come up here by yourself.
Oh, I wasn't going home.
Yeah, no.
Once I'd seen New Zealand and thought about going back working in London, and
yeah, no. So tell me a little bit about your business.
Right. Okay. So by trade, I'm a marketer. Back in the UK, I worked for a number of multinational companies in various marketing roles. I worked at the University of Otago down in Dunedin in the marketing department.
Oh, nice.
So did that for a while, did a lot of research, bit of teaching, way too much marking to make it worth. If I never have to mark anything again in my life, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
So did that, and then I got persuaded to start a PhD.
Right.
And I chose website usability.
Yeah.
As a marketer, one of my real things was
Yes.
working with marketing agencies who would present me with this really flashy, glitzy advert. And I'd say, what's it mean?
Exactly.
And I go, well, it's really clever. If this ties into this and this. I say, oh, come off it. If I don't get it, this is my product. I don't get it. Clients aren't going to get it.
No.
And they'd say, but it's going to win an award. I said, I don't care. That does not sell me products. And the same was very much true, I think, of a lot of websites.
Yeah.
They look glitzy and clever, but are they going to sell product or whatever the owner's objectives are?
That's right, because it's all about marketing these days.
It is.
And there's a lot of website designers out there who don't put any thought into that. Because I don't come exactly from marketing, but I come from sales.
Yeah.
So it's a similar background. And the thought that there's a lot of thought that has to go into getting people to decide to take action on a website.
Yes.
So that's so you should choose, if you're out there and you're thinking about, when you've got a business and you're thinking about choosing someone for your website design, you should definitely think about somebody who's got a background in marketing or sales as well, if it's a small business, just because you've got to give them people value propositions and there's lots of
all that stuff.
Yeah.
I generally start the conversation with a client with a brief,
Yeah.
a website design brief, and apparently that's challenging. But at the end of the day, if the client doesn't know what their objectives are for the website and what they want to get out of it,
Exactly.
I can't design what they need.
No, that's right. And you do have to do that. I think a lot of the time it's like, I used to be in recruitment a number of years ago, and it's very much like interviewing a candidate. You're like, what is your business? How does it do this? What do you do? What do you do? How do you want to put that across? What is your brand? What is your personality?
Yes.
What's your business personality? And if you've not got all those things coming through, then people buy people at the end of the day.
Yep.
Very much so.
Yeah, very definitely. But also, the great thing with studying website usability was, looking at how to make things work on a website rather than, making menus clear and easy to understand,
Exactly.
and headings that actually mean something to people.
Exactly.
You know what it's like. Or being able to find the contact information really easily. How many websites you have to search around?
Exactly. And, there's a Venn diagram out there I think it was in one of the website design groups that I'm part of on Facebook, and it was like, what do clients come for? One was contact information, and it was just like that's what they came for mostly, to buy your products or to contact you.
Yes.
And anything else is superfluous to the point of the user, unless you want them to. I suppose, like from your own point of view, you want to be collecting people on your database as well.
Yes, and also it's interesting. We have one very large client. Their site is 150 pages or so.
Yeah.
And they recently wanted to put links to their most used pages on the homepage. So I had a look at this list they sent through, and I said, well, I've looked at Google Analytics. None of those pages are what people are looking at. So again, you've got to use that information that the likes of Google Analytics give you, so you can understand what your website's doing and why people go to it.
Yeah, and that's how you improve it though as well. If there's something that if they're bouncing off or something like that, then
Exactly.
you can actually improve that. And people, I don't know about you, but I find that people, they think that once you've delivered a website, that's the end of it. And it's like, well, the building a website for me, and I say they use this analogy quite a lot, is like the Forth Bridge. You start
Yes.
at one end, you go to the other, and then you're back again, starting again at the other end. Like it's like when they paint the Forth Bridge, that's how they do
Yes,
it. They just
it
go
is.
from one end to the other, and it's like it's never finished. It's one of those projects.
It's a living being, a website.
Whereas that's why I quite enjoy doing print jobs as well, because at least I get the satisfaction of a final product sometimes.
Yes.
Because it can be quite frustrating, and I think that's something that we talked about in teaching, whereas you never have a final product. Sometimes you can be left unfulfilled. So you need to find a hobby sometimes that
Gives you that.
that's it. Yeah. So do you have a hobby like that?
Yes and no. I'm a quilter. But there's a number of UFOs, which
Oh,
I know as
yes.
unfinished objects,
Yes.
in boxes. So, yes, I do finish quilts, but I'm always conscious of the ones that are sitting there waiting to be finished.
I used to do that with I used to knit. That was my way of doing. I mean, I'd write songs now and they're finished, but I used to knit, and I used to knit socks, and there was one socks. all these knitted socks. And, one of my friends said she had the same problem. We thought we might get together and she could knit the other one. Because, it's just... Because I got the sense of finality from one sock.
Yes, but two is like, no, I've done that now.
I've done it once. It's like I'm bored now.
Yep.
Yeah. So what services do you offer at your business?
We work for clients large and small.
Yep.
We have quite a few smaller businesses because we offer a 2-page website for $350.
Oh, that's very cheap.
And 5-page for $650. So, and we've sort of streamlined how we do that now.
Yeah.
So, everybody needs a WordPress presence these days. I mean, I remember seeing the picture of your yellow pages that turned up on Facebook. Like, who has yellow pages anymore?
We opted out and they sent us
Even
two.
Well, that will teach you.
I know, it's like, should I opt out again? I might end up with 4 next time.
It's a bit frightening, isn't it?
It was.
So, I think that's really good. And then, obviously, with the larger clients, with the bigger websites, I do full usability testing, run focus groups to identify what clients want from a website. Often isn't what the website owner thinks they want.
No, I know. I have that issue, especially with branding as well. Client will come up with a wellbeing business and they want shocking pink and bright yellow, and you're like, that's not going to calm anyone.
No, and it's certainly not going to help out if your target audience is male and over 50.
Exactly. And there are, even though we try not to use stereotypes these days, there are still people who subscribe to those kind of things.
Yes.
So, So, tell me about Norwex as well.
Norwex?
Because you do that as well.
I do that
You're a busy lady.
As if I haven't got... This is...
Norwex, yep.
My Norwex catalogue. So, Norwex are cleaning products.
Yes.
And they're chemical free.
Yep.
I got addicted to Norwex because we were really, really busy at work. The house wasn't getting cleaned. And I was like, okay, is it worth my time cleaning when I could be working?
Yeah.
And would I rather be working or cleaning? So cleaning, I thought, right, I'll get a cleaner in, which I did. And she's lovely. And she introduced me to Norwex. That's all she uses for all her clients. And basically, you clean with water and the microfiber cloths. So this is...
We've got products today. Look at this. We're ready for the We're ready
when
for
it
the
comes on.
We're ready for the cameras.
There's me showing it off. So the cloths are made of microfiber. You see this?
Yep.
And for a cloth to be called microfiber, it has to be 1/6 the width of a human hair.
All right.
These cloths are 1/200th of a human hair. So if you unravelled one of these cloths, you could probably get to Sydney with it.
Jeez.
And the reason they work so well and clean up the bacteria is all those little loops in there in the cloth. As you wipe over a surface, it's picking up the bacteria and the bacteria sticks in there rather than coming off.
And can you wash the cloths?
Oh, yep, you can wash the cloths. Normal everyday use, you just give them a rub out after you've used them, hanging them up to dry.
Yep.
So this type of cloth, for example, I'll have in my kitchen for a week and use it in the kitchen. And, just a normal wash.
And do they just do cloths or is there other stuff?
No, they do all sorts. The everyday cloths too have silver woven into them.
Oh, nice.
So the silver disinfects them overnight.
All right.
Or while they're not being used. So that's why they end up not smelling and you haven't got a nasty load of chemicals left in there. My absolute passion at the moment, because I've just got it, is
look
this
at that.
glasses cleaning cloth. My heavens, it's fantastic.
I could be persuaded to have one of those.
As a glasses wearer, it's the bane of my life, having dirty glasses. I hate it. And you just use the cloth, that's it. And it really does work.
Fantastic.
I just couldn't believe it, how good it is. And because I rave about them, of course, we sell lots of those. But even my husband has asked for one.
Oh.
Yes. In fact, the other day he said, can you do your magic with the car windows again?
Oh.
Because when I first got my cloths, I was so excited. I wanted something to clean. I thought, car's horrible. And 5 minutes, I did all the windows and the dashboard and everything. It looked fabulous.
Fantastic. So if somebody wants to have a look at what Norwex products, do they just get in touch with you? Have you got a website? Or
Yes, I do have a website that's linked to the main Norwex
Right.
site. But if you go to Norwex and put in the region, I'll come up anyway.
All right. And you can take the stuff for people to have a look at.
Yes, and we also run parties, both
nice.
in person and
Yep.
on Facebook these days.
Gosh, so you can run a virtual party.
You can run a virtual party. So it's really neat because, well, like you, I'm a bit of a social media junkie.
Yeah.
So I really love interacting with people on social media. So it just buys into everything I love doing, which is great. And, being an asthmatic.
Yes, me too. Another
not
thing
having
in common.
chemicals in the house, yes. Not having chemicals in the house is just awesome.
Yeah.
I have to confess, though, I haven't told my husband about the oven cleaner yet.
Oh, there's an oven cleaner.
Well, because I'm asthmatic, he always insisted on cleaning the oven. And there's an oven cleaner that has no chemicals in it. But I haven't told him because I want him to keep doing the oven.
Good on you. That's what I'd do as well. No, not really, Pete. Not really. So, what was I going to say then? Oh, the glass. No, there's something else I was just thinking of.
Yeah.
You mentioned something and it's gone out of
And
my
it's
head.
gone out your mind. The other great product I love is it's a window cloth.
Yep.
So you wipe off with your everyday cloth.
Yep.
And then just wipe over with this one. And my heavens,
No smears.
no smears on your windows.
Good grief.
I-
That annoys me.
Well, and having dogs, they're always putting their noses
Yes.
on the glass
Yes.
windows of the French doors.
Yes.
And again, I actually enjoy doing it these days. I
Yeah.
think, oh my God, what's happened to me? I'm enjoying cleaning. It's nuts.
Do you think that would work for my boys?
Yes, you can get child-sized cloths.
And do you
actually.
think they'll enjoy? Oh, I would love to see them enjoy cleaning.
Well, you could try it.
I could try it. Yeah.
See if it happens. See if it works.
I really hope so.
Their future wives will thank you.
Oh, talking about social media, something just popped into my head. Have you seen the lady who does the shucks the pearls? On
Yes.
Isn't that very watchable?
It's incredible.
I can't remember her name, but Pretty Pearls is the business. She's a Wairarapa lady. So if you're on social media, pop over to Pretty Pearls and watch her shuck the oysters and see the beautiful pearls that come out of
Amazing.
these things. The colours.
Yes, they're beautiful, aren't
They're
they?
beautiful, and I'm very tempted. And the way she opens the pearls, and it's like a big unveiling. It's really, she's using social media very cleverly.
Yes.
It's very clever. Very impressed with her. So I'm going to play something by Shane Ma. He's on this Wellington list by Steve Henwood. Steve, I'm giving you lots of plugs this morning. I don't think you'll be listening, but I will tag you in this later. And this is Shane Ma. I had to listen to this morning. Really like this song. It's called Better Day.
First light of day, we're at it again. You think I don't, but baby I can. You walk away with that look in your eye. I know you're hurting, I see your pain, and baby I know why. You say we're not living up to all that we can be. One more shot in love, I believe. Oh yeah. Stars may come and the sea will roll, but loving you's all I know. Take my hand and it'll be alright. If all I have is you, baby, there's hope for a better day. Seems yesterday, it's on repeat again. We can't seem to move on. Say nothing's wrong, what's really going on? 'Cause I know love shouldn't feel like this. Fuss to me, oh to me, baby. Stars may come and the sea will roll, but loving you is all I know. Take my hand, it'll be alright. If all I have is you, baby, there's hope for a better day.
You're listening to 92.7 RFM. This is the Nikki King of the Nothing Personal show with Nikki King, and it's sponsored by Hot Yoga for You and Fuzzbox Designs Limited websites, graphics and social media. And in the studio this morning, I've got Karen Cox from Retired Working Dogs, Avalon and Norwex. She's got 3 hats. She's such a busy lady. Lovely to have you here, Karen.
Thank you, Nikki. It's very kind of you to have me.
Oh, no, it's lovely to have you. I knew I'd get round to it. So, I always ask my guests this. What is your favourite thing about Wairarapa?
The people.
Yeah.
Since I left home at 18, I've not lived anywhere for very long.
Yeah.
I've been here 3 years now, which is quite a long time for me.
Wow.
And I now know people.
Yes.
And it's lovely. I can come into town and bump into people I know. Previously in the UK, I'd live in one place, work in London. I didn't know anybody anywhere.
No.
So I really enjoy the people here, and I find them very supportive. Even competing businesses are supportive and helpful. I mean, we've both got web design businesses.
Exactly. Well, we all have different points of difference anyway.
Exactly. So I really treasure the people.
Yes, it's very good, isn't it? So how long have you been in New Zealand?
Coming up 20 years.
Wow. So just been Wairarapa 3 years?
Yeah.
So whereabouts were you before that?
Dunedin.
Yep.
Palmerston proper in Otago. And Pitt Island, which is on the Chatham Island group.
Oh, wow. That must have been interesting.
It was fabulous. I loved it.
Was it remote?
Very, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, how did you cope with that?
I loved it.
You loved it, yeah.
I'm a country girl at heart.
Of course.
So that wasn't a problem. 10 households on the island.
Wow.
So had to be very organised when it comes to getting your supplies in, because you need to have groceries to last you 3 or 4 months minimum.
Wow.
Because you never quite know when the next ship is coming.
I'd be hopeless at that.
No such thing as a takeaway.
No, I'd be hopeless at that. Really hopeless. And what would you say to women starting up their own business? How would you inspire them?
I'd say do it.
Yeah.
And be committed about doing it. There comes a point in any new business where you have to stop the paying job that you've had and you don't really like. You've got to commit to your own business, otherwise you're not going to make the most of it.
No, that's right. I actually agree with that. There's a lot of people trying to do hobby businesses and they don't ever quite make it because you don't make that commitment to being present in your business.
Yes, and it's scary because, the mortgage has still got to be paid.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, it's not going to work if you don't give it the time.
Oh, but you're a bit of a risk taker, eh? From what I can gather.
Maybe.
All this backpacking and moving around and jumping around places.
Yeah, but...
So is your partner the same or is he the yang?
He's ex-army.
Yeah, so he's level.
Yes, so he likes structure and so on. But he made the leap too.
Yeah.
To come into the business, and he worries incessantly about the mortgage, but he doesn't need to because we always pay it.
Yeah.
No problem. But yeah, he does struggle with a lack of structure.
Cash flow is king, isn't it, in a business?
Yes.
It's very hard to get you need a sort of passive, something that keeps you going level, that pays the bills, and then the ups and the downs don't matter quite so much.
Yeah,
it can be quite stressful. It's like a roller. It is. I agree. It's like a roller coaster. Yeah,
But like that conversation I had with myself about, will I clean my house or will I pay somebody else to do it?
Exactly.
I'm better putting my time into the business.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, you've been a fantastic guest, Karen.
Thank you. I've enjoyed being on the show.
And I'm just going to give Talent Wairarapa another plug. You can come down to the Heats on Saturday at Carterton School and watch the whole Heats if you want to. If you can sit from 10 till 7 at night, you can come and watch the whole thing for $2 donation. But otherwise, you can just come for an hour. What we're doing is we're structuring the Heats into 6 per hour. So if you know you've got a member of your whānau in an hour Heat, I would come for that hour. The adults are in the evening and the children are going through the day. And it's $2 to come. All the money's going to kids at risk. So it's a good worthy donation. And you might see the people that make it through to the final if you could just come for an hour even. There's some fantastic entries. And there's some of them I know. And I know you'll enjoy them. They are fantastic. So I would definitely get along to the Heats. The finals are on the 19th of May at Carterton Event Centre. You can buy the tickets on Event Finder. And we will be taking only a few from each category through, so you'll be assured of a really good night of entertainment, and there's a People's Choice, so you can come along and vote, and there's a special prize for that. And thank you to Watermart for sponsoring Talent Wairarapa, and Rotary for putting it on. What a fantastic thing. Make sure you get yourself down to the Tin Hut and support local music. As I say, we've got Sally Marks. He's a teacher at Coronary, but he's also performing, a wonderful guitarist. We've got Spank with Matt King. I just love the fact that he's called King. Eh? And so he could possibly be our new guitarist. Who knows? And we've got Highway 1 and Kit and Caboodle. So make sure you get down there. There's beers, there's burgers, there's a happy hour, and I believe there's a wonderful, wonderful crowd that go down there. So come down on Wednesday night and see some live music. We're always very pleased to do that. Make sure you follow the Wellington Artists list on Spotify by Steve Henwood. If you subscribe to Spotify, you can listen to all that wonderful Wellington music. You've been listening to 92.7 ROFM with on the Nothing Personal Show with Nikki King, sponsored by Hot Yoga for You, the lovely Shari Joy Smith, and Fuzzbox Designs, websites, graphics and marketing. We will see you next week with 2 more guests. Until then, see you soon.